All right, so this is one of those fragrances that does all the things with one minor exception. All right, we got Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition here. This, in theory, is supposed to be like an Aventus twist, like an absolute Aventus kind of twist. It's going to open up with pineapple, bergamot, white flowers, just general white flowers, apple, middle notes of orange blossom, birch, which I love, then some amber, and then base notes of oakmoss, musk, and ambergris. I've got several Afnan fragrances. Sorry for the sound. We'll get this out of the way real fast. Get the nasty cellophane off. I like pretty much all my Afnan fragrances. I think I have like 4 or 5 of them, I think. They're all very nice, including one is a concentrated oil that I have. This is actually a very old fragrance from them. But they're all nice. They're all well blended. They also all tend to do better if they've been left to sit for a while and kind of age in the bottle, if they're not already kind of old. This one was bottled in July of 2025. So this one is now late September. So this one's had at most 2 months, 2.5 months maybe. So it could be that it needs to sit. So I might be doing a follow-up on this one. Let's see how this box opens up. Let's go ahead and get it opened up. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Look at that. I'll do it again just for effect. Ooh, there you go. Nice little gift box looking thing there. All right, let's get this thing out. All right, there's all kinds of things in there. Main accords are pineapple, bergamot, apple, white florals, orange blossom, birch, amber, then oak moss, musk, and ambergris in the base, as I stated earlier. Get the box out of the way. As always, the way we do this is we test on paper, then we test on skin. I give you my impressions of the opening on both, and then you'll see me blip away out of existence for a second or two after I've worn this for a couple days, and I can give you a basic rundown. But this thing was a hype machine online in 2024. Like, everybody was talking about this thing. Again, it's in that Aventus kind of twist zone, so ooh, decent atomizer. Big wide spray from the atomizer. Doesn't go out very far though. All right, let's see what this is all about. I was expecting a real big burst of pineapple. This is much more woody in the opening than I expected. I expected like a burst of fruit based on that bergamot and pineapple. And maybe on the skin I'll get that, but with this I'm already kind of getting the birch a little bit. And the bergamot with kind of bitter citrus. And the apple is in there, but it's very mild. It's not like think like the Hugo Boss stuff like that. The apple note there is much more intense and sweet than what this is. If you're familiar. All right, let's do it on skin real fast. Let's see if maybe something's a little different there. All right, this is an eau de parfum concentration, I believe. I'll double check. Yep, eau de parfum. So a little more sweet on skin. Yeah, a little more pineapple-y on skin, but not like overly so. Like if you think about like let's go with another Middle Eastern house, so Lattafa, Kate Alfarsan. It's like a El Cheapo Aventus kind of clone schmoop kind of thing going on. That is like getting blasted in the face by like photorealistic dull pineapple from the can. That's what that is. This is more like, hey, there's some pineapple here, and here's some dry wood. So like a nice crisp birch is already kind of in there, even though that's not part of the opening notes that are listed. Yeah, that's really nice. I'll spray it in the arm just because I'm enjoying that a little bit. Let it flash for a second. But yeah, this is nice so far. Very masculine, and I'm going to say it's not overly sweet. I'm not getting a huge dose of pineapple. I've read online some of the reviews saying it's almost like a sickeningly sweet pineapple. I'm not getting that from this. It's definitely there, but it's not like Kate Alfarsan. It's not like or Rave Now, both from Lattafa. It's not even like Club de Nuit EDT, where it's like a little more, like it's less pineapple-y than that in my opinion. But it's nice. It's like a very understated sweetness, and the bergamot honestly is what kind of makes it nice because it gives that little crisp, little bit of bitter citrus to it. Very masculine, very pleasant. We'll see how the performance goes. I'll go ahead and blip out of existence for a minute or two, or really just for a second for y'all, and I'll come back after I've worn this a few days, and I can talk more about the projection, longevity, that kind of stuff with it, and we'll jump back in. All right, so this is one of those fragrances that does all the things with one minor exception. So I've worn this for a few days now. Again, Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. This, I will say, it's probably one of the most versatile fragrances I have. It's similar in DNA to like Club de Nuit, Intense Man, EDT, just maybe a little stronger and a little less on the pineapple. But it's excellent. This is one of those fragrances that if you don't know what to wear to what occasion as far as colognes and fragrance, you can grab this. It's inoffensive in fall, winter, spring, and summer. It's inoffensive day or night. It's inoffensive for the office. It's perfect for the office. In fact, I would say it just does a good job. Now, when I first sprayed this on, I didn't get a lot of the pineapple notes. They become more intense as I got through the bottle, so I started spraying. I oversprayed yesterday just to try to make sure I'd got it if I could smell it. And it's a little more intense, a little more sweet, but not nearly like if you want to make a comparison to another pineapple-centric fragrance. Kate Alfresan from Lattafa, the original, that's like a fresh cracked open can of Dol Monte pineapples. This is not that intense. This is more like the pineapple smell without like the super sugary, syrupy kind of notes added in there. Now, as far as the dry down goes, you're gonna, once you get away from the pineapple, that opening salvo of kind of sweet combined with the bitter citrus from the bergamot, you get a lot of birch, and it's a very crisp, clean wood smell. If you don't know what birch smells like when it's put into a cologne, that's what it smells like. It's very crisp, clean, professional wood smell, very masculine without being, and it's woody without being any kind of smokiness attached to it. Then you eventually get down to the final dry down, which is ambergris heavy. And that's the only small exception to versatility. Some people don't like ambergris, they find it too animalic and they find it unpleasant. I love ambergris. If you happen to know, if you see my review on Afnan's 9 PM Rebel, that has a very strong ambergris dry down. This one's not quite as intense. So it's got other notes in there that kind of offset it. It's a very smooth, easy to wear kind of fragrance for men pretty much of any age group. I mean, maybe not like if you're 16 and you want something that's a little more bubblegummy and you're younger, that might be your thing. But if you're just looking for a straightforward, hey, no one's gonna be offended by this, no one's gonna think this is unprofessional, office safe kind of fragrance, this one kind of takes care of you. Now, as far as projection, 4 hours easy of decent projection where you'll be smelled within arm's length at the very least. You won't fill the office, meaning, to me, part of being office safe is not going beast mode. If you want to be office safe, you need to be able to go in. Someone who walks by you can smell you, but you're not smelling up the room, and the cubicle down the hallway knows you're there. That's not quite office safe in my opinion. So you get about 4 hours of decent projection. You'll smell the room up when you first spray it, which is true of many colognes, but after about an hour, it's settled down, and you will still have a good siege as you walk through. You'll make a slight wake with the fragrance and the smell, and then from that point on, it's gonna be about a skin. I would say it's not a skin scent after 4 hours, but you get more and more closer to that kind of eventuality. This will last you all day at work. You put it on, if you put this on at 8, get into work at 9, when you leave at 5, you'll still smell it on your skin. At that point, it'll be more the ambergris dry down. Now, outside of that, there's not much else more to say. It's just an easy pickup. 40 bucks is what I found this one for. You can find it cheaper some places with sales and whatnot, but yeah, Afnan out of the park with this one. Just an easy, brain dead kind of fragrance. You don't have to think hard about it. You just throw it on. You can overspray it and it won't be offensive if you overspray, as long as you let it settle for about 30 minutes to an hour. Just a great option, inexpensive if you want that kind of a Aventus kind of DNA without that price. So great option. Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. Thanks for watching, guys.